Welcome back to the County News Podcast from the National Association of Counties. I'm Nicole Weissman, and today we're previewing a new series brought to you by NACo's National Center on Public Lands Counties. We'll discover how the prosperity of America's public lands counties creates a stronger nation, delving into the unique challenges, policies, and partnerships shaping these regions. From payments in lieu of taxes to secure rural schools, explore the vital issues impacting counties with public lands through the lens of stories told by the county leaders experiencing them on the ground. As a sneak preview, Charlie Band sat down with Ravalli County, Montana Commissioner Greg Chilcott to talk about the new center and its significance for public lands counties.
So what is Ravalli County's public lands composition and how does it affect your local economy?
Ravalli County's currently 73.2% national forest, and we have some state lands on top of that. So public lands is a significant part of our geographic landscape, and it's similarly a huge portion of our potential revenue.
How do payments in lieu of taxes and secure rural schools programs figure into your budgeting process?
Secure rural schools and PILT represent about 20% of Ravalli County's revenue every year, and we have come to that point that we actually have to fund law enforcement and roads and some ongoing operations with that funding. It's very, very concerning to us because that is soft funding. We know that it's at the whim of the federal government, and they can cut or increase at their discretion, and we are concerned with their current debt status that that funding could be cut. We know SRS is currently unauthorized. That's a significant concern to the service we provide to our citizens.
Over the last few years, you've been a pretty big proponent of the National Center for Public Lands Policy. What is the National Center for Public Lands Policy and what will it accomplish?
It's an incredible opportunity for us to leave a legacy of information to future generations of commissioners, to provide this opportunity to gather good data, policies, range management plans, forest plans, natural resource plans, endangered species policy, all that sort of thing, so we have a database we can collect information from so we don't have to reinvent the wheel county by county.
A lot of the value NACo has to offer its public lands officials is the almost a fraternity of people who've been there and done that for years. But then you see people start to retire, like Commissioner Joel Bousman from Sublette County, Wyoming, and you've got to start bringing in new county officials to learn the ropes and get up to speed with what has been a very well-informed and experienced core of public lands officials. What will this national center offer budding public lands officials who want to get into the business?
The National Center for Public Lands counties will be able to gather some of that information. I hate to say such nice things about Todd Devlin, Prairie County, Montana Commissioner, who is one of my close friends, but he knows more about the payment in lieu of taxes, history, law, formula than anybody in the nation. And when Todd gets ready to retire, that information's lost unless we have something like the center sitting down with Todd and capturing that information and cataloging it and putting it someplace that other commissioners in the future can search a specific issue and locate that information.
The fact that the center will offer actual documents and case studies really seems to make it pretty user-friendly in addition to being high-minded information.
But we don't want it to be census data. We want it to be data that makes sense. And if we don't have a good, accessible, easily digestible data, we're on the ropes. And instead of being at the table, we may be on the menu. So I think it is incredibly important that this be an easily searchable data base for our commissioners.
It also seems like the road goes both ways, because I've heard from some county officials that staff for newer members of Congress and senators might not have the same familiarity with public lands policy that the predecessors did. So it seems like there's an effort that county officials have to make to help bring their federal representatives and their staff up to speed to be a better partner.
That's absolutely true. You know, we are the boots on the ground, and whether we're talking public lands or public safety, it doesn't matter. I thank God for NACo every day because of this, but we are the boots on the ground, and our stories matter, and our knowledge matters, but it's hard to share that often, and that's where NACo steps in and helps carry the message. Having well-informed elected officials, trying to inform those that are looking at it from the 30 or 60,000 foot elevation makes a difference. This is an opportunity, a once-in-a-generation opportunity to create a legacy, and the National Center for Public Lands Counties is that opportunity. It's a legacy for future generations of commissioners.
For more of our interview with Commissioner Chilcott and this special series of conversations brought to you by NACo's new National Center on Public Lands Counties, make sure to subscribe to the County News Podcast and follow NACo on social media.